We have talked about ageism and generationalism under COVID-19. However, as the title suggested, there is nothing new under the sun. Ageism, along with the intergenerational tension, have not existed in Canada prior to COVID-19. For example, research has pointed out narratives such as older adults are blamed for stealing the younger generation's future in the context of climate change is being depicted as a source of intergenerational divide. Since 2016, Canada's 65-plus population began to outnumber Canada's children population. In workspace, citizens aged 55 and above consist of a significant part of the working population in Canada. According to a Labour Force report in 2016, Canadians aged 55 and over accounted for 36% of the working population. It is estimated that in 2026, the share of Canadians aged 55 and over will reach 40% of the working age population. However, ageism is facing every Canadian and continues to thrive in our workplace. A survey conducted by Express Employment Professionals shows that 81% business leaders and job seekers who participated in the survey believed that their age was a consideration in the hiring process. And though both young and old face ageism in the workplace, about half of the participants who viewed ageism as an issue in the hiring process was between 55 to 64-year-old category. Another poll of 1,500 Canadians conducted in 2020 found that 8 out of 10 individuals believe seniors aged 75 and older are seen as less important than the younger generations. According to the survey, the 3 most common forms of age discrimination faced by Canadian seniors are: first, being ignored or treated as if they are invisible; second, being treated like they have nothing to contribute; third, assuming that seniors are incompetent. In addition, ageism in workplace can come in various forms. Some of them might seem so informal, unintentional, and nuanced that it is hard to tell or to prove. Perhaps you have heard jokes about seniors moments, comments such as, "You are too experienced" during an interview, asking senior workers, "When are you going to retire?" or statements in job requirements saying that they want a digital native with experience of computers. These are just a few examples of ageism that people might face in hiring and the workplace. Research has also shown that age-based discrimination is gendered. First, ageism tends to affect women more than men and hits women at an early age. For example, a recent report shows that ageism hits women around age 40 compared to age 45 for men in UK. Have you ever heard the phrase, "There is never the right age for women in employment"? Well, research has kind of supported that statement. Women generally experience double burden of ageism and sexism, or so-called triple jeopardy, a combination of age discrimination, discrimination based on gender and sexuality, as well as lookism. While both younger and older cohorts face a combination of ageism, sexism, and lookism, the negative impact of a double burden or triple jeopardy tends to get harsher when women's age increases, or when women begin to show signs of aging, such as graying hair. We've talked about how ageism intersects with gender. Ageism also intersects with sexuality. Older people's sexuality and intimate relationships long treated as taboo. Older people are often stereotyped as, quote, non-sexual beings who should not, cannot, and do not want to have sexual relationships, unquote. In some societies, it's even seen as immoral or perverted when older people simply express interest in sexual activities or display sexual expressions. Such perception is not true at all. Research has shown that people continue to enjoy sex into their later years, though not always safely. But they often face barriers to access care, resources, and knowledge from healthcare providers who also view older adults' sexuality as taboo. Moreover, we know that there is a lack of formal education to address sexual health concerns among both primary care providers and the older people themselves. As a result, older people often internalize many ageist attitudes that were predominantly in social media towards sexuality in later life, and become less interested in sex and less sexually active. They might also fear to discuss with primary care physicians due to the internalization of ageist attitudes and the fear of disapproved by health providers. Noteworthy, there is a non-tradition in our society to define successful or unsuccessful, normal or abnormal aging by whether one engages in sexual activities, more accurately, heterosexual activities. Most of the discussions about elderly sex assumes heteronormativity and lack awareness of LGBTQ communities and the diversity of intimate relationships. Research also shows that emphasizing these heterosexual ideals, such as penetration, orgasm, younger looking, etc., enhances ageism and the anti-aging consumer culture. These assumptions and ideals can further sustain a language for discussing sexuality and intimate relationships in a heteronormative way. Again, we see how ageism intersects with gender and sexuality in shaping individuals' experience, identities, and intimate relationships.